Welcome back to episode 4 of The Big Sip.
Yeah.
Wouldn't we start? We met. Yeah. What was that?
Oh, yeah.
You gotta. Sorry. Can I get a
Grow up.
Sometimes I want to do that though when it's like if somebody asks me something, I just be like, oh.
Do you like it?
Oh, do you like it? Yes. Oh my gosh. Now, mind you, I am still healing from having my wisdom teeth out, so
Yeah.
you'll have to excuse me if my holes hurt at some point today. No, I'm not talking about my teeth. I'm talking about my asshole. No, just kidding. Or am I?
We'll never know. Dun, dun,
Get out of my head.
Oh, man.
Fuck.
I'm glad Pedro's here with us today.
It's so good, hey. Should I turn him so he's facing us?
Come here.
He's like a hype man, dude. I don't know if wait, should I show the body?
Yeah.
Is this stupid?
Sexy daddy.
All right, listen.
Sexy daddy Pedro.
Today we have somebody very special for the pod. We have Pedro.
Such a creep.
No, but look, what if I put him back here? So it's like he's really proud of us
Love his dimples.
in all that we're doing. How do we want to introduce this? Because this is a hard conversation.
I'm grateful that you're here, even though you're healing. I'm grateful that you still chose to show up and sit on this couch with me today.
And I'm actually very grateful that you would share that because it means that you care about me, not just as a person, but how I'm healing and how my body feels. And that is on really great communication.
Hey!
Yeah, there we go. No, that's a perfect intro anyway.
Sip to that.
Take a big sippy. So I guess today's episode is all about, trailing on from what we were talking about last week anyway with relationships, comfortable enough to disrespect, but emotional intelligence and communication, because I feel like that's something that every one of us struggles with, including, people that we've grown up with, our parents.
Yeah, stems from family dynamics, I think, and then carries on into our adult lives, relationships, friendships, workships.
Well, then let me out the gate ask you the question. Remember how I said to you, I was like, I've got a question for you that can start the floodgates, which is, at what age did you realise that you over communicated because you were being misunderstood or not listened to as a child?
Oh.
Yep. When did you start having to be like, I need X, Y, and Z, I need this? What age were you when you realised?
Shit.
Yeah. That's a doozy.
I don't think I was a kid when I realised that. I think I started to realise that in my young adult life.
Ooh.
I don't think I ever spoke up.
Yeah, but that's still realising that you couldn't speak up.
Yeah, probably not until I started therapy when I started when I was 19.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've only become in my young
Adult life.
And even probably the last 2 years have not only I think I became aware of it as a young adult, but it wasn't until these last few years where I'm really trying to implement it in my life. I think for me as a child, my survival mechanism was to shut up.
Yeah.
Stay quiet.
Yep.
People please.
Yes.
Fly under the radar.
Fuck.
Go so unnoticed that I'm protected.
Yes, because then no one can disappoint you.
Yeah, I'm a quiet little mouse. I do everything correct. That was my safety net, was just shutting up and putting up.
Yeah, okay, so you went the other way.
Yeah, I think I went the opposite way instead of...
You were like, my needs are not being met, I'm not being listened to, so I need to not share with anyone as to not get hurt further.
Yeah, and then I think that also continued on into a little bit of ultra...
Miss Independent. Wait, what's that Beyonce song? Yeah. What is it? Fuck.
Independent Woman.
Yeah, what
that
is
was with Destiny's Child.
Yeah, okay, well, that's how you know that she was always supposed to be on her own. Was that one Beyonce song? You mean the one when she was in a group?
Yeah. With those other two girls? No.
Wasn't there 4 of them at one point?
There was. And then they kicked the fourth one out.
And then it was just Michelle. Kelly and Beyonce.
So yeah, I think I went the opposite way. And then in my adult life, my survival mechanism was that hyper independence of I don't need anyone, and that really showed in relationships.
Yes. Well, in your last relationship, definitely.
Yeah, it was like, go away, I don't need you.
Yes. Yeah, which now you've kind of realised that nobody can live like that.
Yeah, and then when I went in for therapy on my third time round, she even pointed out, she was like, that's your survival mechanism, and you didn't even let yourself believe or know how much you loved this person.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until it ended you were just like, oh
Fuck.
dear, I was in love.
Yeah, because you put a wall up when you have to. When
I was like, I don't need you, go then.
Yeah,
leave.
and it's like when mummy and daddy don't listen to your needs and you learn to have to do it on your own, it is very difficult, because I think I went the other way.
Yeah.
Whereas like I now, and I know that I've done this since I was like maybe in my teens, I over explain everything to a detail. Like I am like so far past being like a good communicator. It's like I'm actually a bad communicator because I over communicate now, where it's like, no, but I need this because of this, this and this, and if you don't do this, this thing affects me this way and it makes me feel like this, and that is just so overwhelming to receive, like to be on the receiving end of like do these things or else I feel this way. It's like people are like shut the fuck up. One thing at a time.
Let's just see how this goes.
Yes. So I think I went the opposite way, which is like, I think there'll be people that agree, like you go one of two ways. It is like ultra independence or it's like codependence.
Yeah, but then in saying that, I find like we are like chalk and cheese in a way, to the point like my first ever job.
Yeah.
I got you to ring up and quit because I was I was a scared little mouse. So it's like in life, it's like I'm scared to ask for what I want. You're just like, I'm asking.
That's so true.
And I'm taking what I deserve, where I'm just like, oh no, it's fine. I probably deserve nothing. I'll just shut up.
So weird that you said that, because it is. It's like I remember I had to quit for you, but then it's like I never wanted to be like, can you ask your dad if I can stay over? And you'd be like, yeah, no, that's fine. Dad, I'm staying over. Like it wouldn't even be like a question. It'd just be like, no, come on in. Like you were... Fuck, that's such a night and day, because it is. It's like, you know, if something goes wrong, I'm like, I'm ringing up to get a refund. This is fucked.
That's
and
like you put your armour on and you go in for a fight, where I'm just like, oh, I surrender, you win.
You're like, I actually tap out.
I don't like confrontation. You have it, it's fine.
Which is that's so weird. Oh my God, I forgot about that. I forgot that I quit for you.
Cunts.
Yeah, they were bad too. They were shitty.
Nasty.
Well, communicating though. I was always an over communicator, so it was easy for me to be like, this is why I'm quitting, because you treated me XYZ. And you were like, I don't know, they just made me feel bad. And I was like, no, you tell them. I'll tell them for you, sis.
Yeah, I'm so scared of them that I don't even want to ring to quit.
Yeah. But I was like, nah, bro, we're fixing this today.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I guess that we can lead that into then like communicating and how it changes like in your early adult life, like versus your teenage life, because the things that you're kind of communicating for are different. Like I think that, and you might agree with this, so might you, but I think that I now communicate out of core values of like love and respect and like selfishness in a way, whereas like still a little bit of self-preservation. It's like I'm communicating my needs, but because I love you, or but because this thing can affect our relationship, or because I don't think this thing's right.
Yeah, because there's a problem and I want to solve it.
Yes. Not when I was a teenager, when I was communicating, it was like, you did this thing to me, it made me feel this way, and so you need to be this person, or like for not selfish reasons, I guess. And I find that that's changed the flow of how I communicate, because it's no longer like
a savage chihuahua.
I'm not like a fucking radioactive chihuahua. I'm just like I'm one of them old ones without like teeth. And I'm like,
I'm not scary anymore, but someone please listen to what I'm saying.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay. Well, someone please listen to what I was saying. You know, it's like we literally just today, what we were talking about earlier is like people in families. Like it's like everyone just has a story to share. Yeah. And they want to, they just want somebody to listen to them.
Just someone give a shit.
Yes.
Like not just listen, but actually care. Just be like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Like not do what I just did there. I was like, yeah. Because I was actually thinking about the two Pedros in my room. No, but he's so happy.
That is quite right. Everyone just wants to be heard, I think. And if someone just gave a shit when we were younger or listened or was just like, I'm going to protect you, maybe things would have been a little different. But
I think that's why we're protectors now, which is something that I wanted to bring up anyway. I think that both of us have this like real nurturing, protective energy. It's like, you know, with the neighbours' kids or like with our friends' kids or like even with like the elderly, like our parents. You know, it's like there's an element to us that's like, no, we can advocate now for ourselves a little bit, but like now I can advocate for everyone else around me, and I'm going to try my best to do so and make sure everyone else feels heard and listened to, because we missed out on that.
Yeah. Which is easier said than done, because that shit can burn you out also. And that
oh my God, yes.
That shit can also build hidden risk. Like if you're doing it like people pleasing, like you got to know what you're doing it for, because otherwise it gets exhausting and resentment grows, and it's just like, fuck, I can't carry everyone and myself.
Yes. Like, well, that's because the village isn't carrying you though at that point. So you might be carrying everyone else, but who the fuck is carrying your shit for you? Nobody.
And it's just like, if we could all just carry ourselves, things would be a little easier.
Yeah, but it's like, if we could all, and this is the other thing too though, if we could all carry each other healthily, we would all be really, really well off. Yeah. Like if we didn't have to, you know, pay tooth and nail to go to therapy, which we were going to talk about later. It doesn't always work anyway for people. But, you know, if we could all carry each other's stuff and hold space for each other in a way that's like, no, I'm actively listening to what you're saying, and if I can offer you sympathy or solutions, what would you prefer? Because I can do either. Like I could be the rock that gives you the solution, or I could give you the sympathy that you need to help you kind of work through whatever you're going through. Yeah.
It sounds so simple, but I find you have to be doing the inner work. Like someone has to be doing the inner work that you're doing to like align and help each other, because at the end of the day, you can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped.
Yes.
And I can't force someone to change their behaviour, you know, and do the inner work, because it's hard. It's ugly.
Yeah, it's so
confronting. And you have to take accountability. Like no one else got you to where you are but you. Yes. Yeah, life is hard.
Yeah, but you made those choices.
You chose how to react.
Yes. Okay, well, this is going to be controversial then, because I agree with this so, like, tooth and nail, but I also think I'm like, no little kid grows up and thinks, I'm going to be a crackhead.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean? Like, no, there's little kids that like, I really, when I see people, I look at people and I'm like, fuck, that was a tiny little kid once with goals and a heart and like full of love. Yeah. I don't believe that little kids grow up and they're like, I'm going to fucking murder someone. Like, you know, I don't think it's the environment. It's the way that you react to your environment. Yeah. But those reactions are the choice.
Yeah, they are the choice. And life is fucking hard, man. And I don't blame anyone for going down that path. Like, I do not blame them. They're there for a reason, and I don't, like, judge.
Try not to.
Well, try not to. Like, on the forefront, if I'm walking through a mall and someone's, like, erratic, I'm like, crackhead. Yeah. But on a deeper level, if
you sat there with that
go home and think about it, it's just like, they're not like that for no reason.
Yes.
And I do hold empathy and compassion for them. Yeah. But then in comes the boundary, because it's just like, I want to help you, but I'm not giving you $20 every week for you to score crack.
Yes, yes.
It's like, I will help, like, have a shower, a warm meal, but it's just like, come on, man, you got to put in some effort.
At some point, if you continue to choose a crack, it's your choice then.
Yeah, I can't, like, life is fucked. You might have had, you know, junkie.
Because there are so many times where I have been like, I could just do hardcore drugs.
Like, I could roll over and be a piece of shit too. That's easy. It's hard, but it's like the easier option. Like, where, I don't know.
No, I agree with this. You don't have to, like, I know what you're doing. Yeah. Be strong in your core values. Yeah. And it's like what we were talking about in my fucking horoscope. Authenticity is a lie. Yeah. You know? You can't be authentic because but however it feels to you is how it feels to you. I think that, you know, it is the easy choice. Yeah. Because it's like, the harder choice is facing life sober in some respects, but it's also not making those decisions that you know will numb you from your environment around you or the feelings that you're feeling, and that's all about emotional intelligence. Yeah. if you don't have the emotional intelligence to deal with those things, numbing them with whatever substances feels good.
Yeah.
And so you're going to want to do it.
Yeah.
There's no shame in that.
No.
But continuing to choose that over and over again, that then impacts your life and others.
Yeah.
That's when you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's like, I'd love to help you, but I know if you stayed at my house for a week, my TV wouldn't be there when I wake up.
Yeah, you'd hog my shit.
It's just like, there's that boundary I have to put in place because as much as I love you, the drug takes over.
Yes.
And you fuck up.
Yeah. I mean, like, look, that's what happened to me. My mum hogged my shit all the time. You know, it is what it is. I think it's one of those things too. I don't think you can blame a crackhead for all of their actions because I'm like, well, you're on a substance and it's not you, it's the substance.
It's the substance.
But I know that
substance.
It's the substance.
Wrong.
Who's on crack here? Who's on drugs? Not me.
Maybe I need to be. Nah. But yeah, just because someone does bad things doesn't make them a bad person. But I can't. I can't have that energy in my life.
No, you got to protect your own little.
It's like that quote. It's just like, I can't remember it correctly. I'm pretty sure Tupac said it, but he was just like, just because you're not welcome at my table doesn't mean I don't want you to eat.
Yes.
You know, like,
yes.
I hope you flourish in your own.
Yes. I hope you have your own table full of food.
Cheer for you over here, but you're not welcome at my table.
Not anymore. Yeah. Until you earn your spot at my table and you prove to me that it's like, you know.
It's solid.
Yes. And sometimes you got to kick people off your table too.
Fuck yeah.
Sometimes you got to kick people out because they just don't. There's like a level of growth that happens for you and they kind of slip behind. And it's not that I don't want to hold your hand and bring you with me. Like, I want to. But if it's at the detriment of my own growth, I can't do it. There's just no fucking way.
Yeah, and I can't drag someone up who's done nothing.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That's also really hard. But that's all about, like, I think that is about emotional maturity and intelligence too because it takes a lot for a person to be able to be like, okay, well, it's not everyone else's fault. It is my own fault. What the fuck was that?
We've lost a pillow.
Oh no, pillow down.
Yeah, you have to take accountability. I think. At the end of the day, you got yourself to where you are.
So did you. You got yourself to where you are.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone, where you are is because of you. Life might have thrown a curveball, and that's where the understanding and the compassion and the empathy comes in. And it's just like, you might have been sexually assaulted as a child. It's just like, I don't know how I'd get over that.
Yeah. A lot of therapy, which doesn't always work.
But things like that. But then at the end of the day, it's just like, am I going to be a fucking victim to what's happened to me, or am I going to survive and thrive? Because at the end of the day, joy is an act of resistance. This world is hard.
Yes.
It is nasty.
It's gross.
Yeah.
And you can be sad. Like, you can actually, I think it's like, it's that saying that if you cry for more than half an hour alone, it's not good for you. Like, because you're just, you are letting your emotional state sort of slip further into something that it doesn't need to.
And I cry all the time now.
So do I.
Like years ago, no.
Yeah, you weren't a crier.
It was like weak to me. You're like, and I think that was just family dynamics. It's like, we don't have time for that. Get
out of my head, bro. No, but it was because your dad never was a very emotional man, which is like something that I didn't even... I mean, I saw my parents cry all the fucking time, but like your dad was so stoic.
Yeah.
That it was like, I was like, whoa, what?
Yeah. And then even though mum was the emotional care bear, kind of like mama bear kind of caretaker, she still had that, but that was the mentality she was instilled with as a child from my pop being the man that he was. And although she would cuddle and back tickles, and if I hurt myself, rah, 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 but there were times where it was just like, we don't have time for emotion.
Yes.
We don't have time for breakdowns or crying.
Yep.
Let's get on with it.
Yeah.
Or she would be caught up in her own demons and would just say some toxic shit, or just be like, well, just be grateful your childhood's not like mine. And it's just like, okay, that doesn't mean mine has to be
that bad.
That bad.
Yes. Well, that's like what I was saying to you about the like things that your parents have kind of like yelled at you, or like things that, because this is, I know that audience is gonna, the audience, wow, Pedro, the audience. Do you agree though?
The smile says yes.
Like things that your parents have kind of yelled at you that like end in like an exclamation mark, because it's like, I know that
I know if we could turn back time, they'd go, oh, I'd word that in a different way. But in the heat of the moment...
Yeah, and also the emotional intelligence isn't there. I think it gets stronger as the generation continues. Because it's like, I mean, I'll rattle off a few with me because I want to know if you've had these ones before. But it's like, I had it hard, but look at how I turned out.
Yeah, or it'd be like, you turned out fine. So I mustn't have done that bad.
Yeah, so I mustn't have done that bad. Yeah, that's, oh my God.
A really common one for me was I would always hear if I did cry.
Oh, no.
Stop crying or I'm going to give you something to fucking cry about.
Yeah. That's so toxic.
It's like, all right, so obviously what happened wasn't that bad. Why am I crying?
Oh, dude,
it like gaslights your fucking mindset. It's just like, what am I crying about?
Yeah.
Because that's not that bad. But then your body's just like, but it feels bad.
But also, if I'm crying in the first place and then you say I'm going to give you something to really cry about, I'm like, oh, now the next thing coming is worse, bro. Yeah. You going to yo-yo me? What
now
next?
I'm crying and panicking. I'm like, stop crying.
No wonder I live in a constant state of fear, bro, because our parents would say shit like that to us. It's like, I'll give you something to cry about.
Yeah, and I think that maybe people-pleasing came from that because it's like, now we're walking on eggshells, keep everyone happy. Shut up. Shut up. Small in yourself.
Well, that's like, oh, God,
under the
this
radar.
one that I always used to get, which fucked with me a lot because I always used to think it was the case, was like, women are supposed to be seen and not heard.
Ooh. Ooh, is that from Dad?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So it was more so like women are supposed to be seen and not heard, keep quiet kind of. So I always learnt to like, don't
yuckies.
like tiptoe around, don't say how you feel, especially not to Dad because it was like that was when it was bad.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that's a goodie. And that's how old school values too. Like that's his family's values prior to... I don't think he believed that. Like, I think he genuinely...
He's just repeating what he heard.
Yeah, in his, like, early childhood that he thought made sense.
And that generation,
yeah,
too.
True.
And I think that's why so many toxic things were said. Because if you think about it back then, it's just like when my mum was in her early 20s, it's just like, therapy? The fuck is that?
If you were going to therapy, it was because you were actually crazy.
Yeah, it's like you got schizophrenia or like something hardcore wrong with you.
Which was probably honestly just like stress delusions, like people who were under the pump that were like cracking a little bit. Like we've talked about people like under the pressure of capitalism will crack.
Yeah.
So it's like you might not have even been diagnosed clinically or actually had something, but if you were going to therapy, you were kooky.
Yeah, you were kooky. Or they just didn't believe in mental health back then. It's like depression.
What is that?
That's not even real.
PTSD, you only get that from the war.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
Which is like now it's like actually no, anything can traumatize you because the brain is just weird like that.
Yes.
I could literally have a bad dream that feels real enough that it can like switch on the PTSD part of your brain and then you can be traumatized by something that hasn't even happened to you because it's like your brain and your body interpreted that as real because this thing up here
is weird.
It's wet and it's squishy.
Yuck.
And it does weird things.
Yuck.
And I wish I could scrub it. Dude, I wish I could just take it out and just give it a good fucking wash.
Oh, that would be...
Stick it in the dishwasher. Two things in life that I wish I could do.
Would you rinse it?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to like... two things in life that I want to do though is take my brain out, give it a good scrub, inflate it so all the like worms go, like just make a big balloon, let it shrink back down, and I want to wash my spine too. Like take that bad boy out, just rip it out, just give it a good whack.
I want you to stop talking.
No. You don't agree? I feel like all my problems would be solved if I did that.
Oh, yuck. I'm just like picturing like scary movie where he's the brain's popping out. Oh, yuck. No.
Yeah, but I feel like if I could just wash myself.
Gives me the shivers.
Inside.
No, they're inside for a reason.
Yeah, but I wish my insides were my outsides so I could clean them.
Just get a bottle brush in there.
Yes. I've seen weirder people put things up their ass.
Yeah, questionable shit.
Yeah, very questionable shit.
But yeah, emotional intelligence, it's hard. I don't think the older generation had those tools. And
yeah, and I don't blame them for it at all anymore. Like, as I've gotten to my point in...
They broke cycles, probably, that we weren't aware of.
Yeah.
And we're just here like, what fucking cycles? I'm doing it all.
Yeah. Well, that's right. It's like, I think it just feels like from each generation, and it depends on also like things like culture. It also depends on heritage, race.
Yeah.
Like I find
and generational trauma. Like you might have not gone through it, but you cop the repercussions from your parents.
Yes.
Because they went through something and this is the way they grieve. This is the way...
That how it just manifested within them and it came out. Because I think this is interesting too, is like your mother's trauma versus your father's trauma are two very different types of trauma. Mm-hmm. So, like, I think, you know, mums, like, just the way that they handle it and the way that it comes out, like, it can go one of two ways. Like, a lot of men go under the radar and they're depressed.
Yeah.
Like, a lot
and
of
don't
dads
talk about it.
never talk about it. They don't share. They never, like, not even to their buddies. And we spoke about this, I think, last week.
Yeah,
a tiny bit. But it is like, you know, whereas women, we often do share, but it's like the trauma then is directed at the kids.
Yeah.
Always. Like, I know that my dad was different in the way that he would talk about it, like, oh, well, you know, we, back in my day, back in war day, we never had baked beans. We just had fucking potato skins. So shut up.
Yeah.
You know, be grateful.
Yeah.
So it's always that, like, you know, their trauma is coming through where it's like, oh, I didn't have this, but I gave you this, so be grateful. And it's like, that's their way of their trauma coming out. Whereas, like, mums are like, you fucking little slut.
yeah. They get a bit nasty.
They get nasty.
I think they're just more emotionally involved.
Yeah. But it's mean.
Yeah.
It's like, just because you had it hard, mum, doesn't mean I'm a bitch.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Or just like talking, like communication again. I think it was just that generation of, if they told you something, what they said goes.
Yes.
And dare you question it, it would just be, don't fucking talk back to me.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm the adult. Do as I say.
Yes.
And
which now, as an adult, means fuck all.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what you're doing. And I know that our parents did not.
It's your first time here.
Yes.
How do you know what you're doing?
Yeah.
It's your first time in your 40s.
Yes. Yeah. And that's being kidless too, which I think is something that, you know, me and you have talked about, like, kids-wise. But being kidless, I have thought about that, like, fuck, if this is my mentality now at this age and I don't have kids, I genuinely have so much empathy for my friends who have kids.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how are you doing it, bro? I've got these struggles and I know you're struggling too with the same things that is going through my mind, because it's like collective consciousness. We're all really feeling the same things. Yeah. And then you've got kids in the mix of it. Yeah. And now you have to raise tiny little people and help mold them. And it's no wonder things get a little bit haywire and it's like traumas come out or things get like trickled down, because it's like...
There's no such thing as a perfect person, so there's no such thing as the perfect parent. And another thing I learned in therapy, like the latest therapist I seen, she goes, right, so say you have two kids brought up in the same household, treated the exact same. They could turn out like chalk and cheese. Mm-hmm. For an example, say you were deprived of affection, never got hugs, never got kisses, never got told I love yous. A sibling could grow up and be way over affectionate because they didn't have the other sibling who was raised in the same circumstance might absolutely hate affection, don't touch me, because they were deprived of it. So there is no manual on how to be a parent. Yeah. You are going to fuck your kids up regardless. Yeah. They are always going to have something to complain about. You could go, right, walk the streets, do whatever, and they'll grow up and go, I wish you protected me more. Yes. They could go, you're never leaving the house without me, and then you'll grow up and going, you were way too overprotective.
Yeah, way too overprotective. And then those kids will always want what the other had.
But this is where communication comes into it. When a fucking kid, I don't know, is upset, or let them express their feelings. Don't talk back to me. Yeah. They're still a human. They're as human as you are. Yes. Not just because they're a child, their feelings are invalid or their opinions don't matter.
Which I think kids are way better communicators than adults. Yeah. I actually think, and this is going to sound so weird because it's like, well, how could kids communicate?
If you create a safe space for a child, they'll tell you what
everything
they
and anything.
They'll tell you what they want.
Well,
did you just hear that?
Yes.
I had another stroke. I was like, they'll tell them.
Are you okay?
I don't think so.
I'm concerned for you.
I need some blood tests.
You need a second? No, don't even go down that route, bro.
But yeah, I feel like if a child has a safe space to express their emotions, they will.
Yeah, I think kids are way better communicators. I think so are teenagers, to be honest, because it is that, like, it's the selfishness of it, right? So it's like it doesn't matter who's getting hurt in the communication. You're just saying it how it is because it's you and your self-preservation. So it's like if your kids are saying to you, like, this thing affects me or this thing is hurting me, I think...
Yeah. Or I don't like it, you're being mean.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Which is like a big one that people don't listen to. It's like, oh, get over it. It's like, no. If somebody says you're being mean, you're probably being mean.
Yeah. So just listen like they're a little human.
We could get you new batteries.
I'll change it. Would we look good as a couple?
Yeah. But you both have brown eyes, so it's making it like, it's giving...
Sibling vibes.
It's giving relations. And not the sexual kind. It's giving could be related.
It's giving incest.
It's giving cousin, fucker.
It's giving second cousin, still wrong.
Yeah, I just realised you and him look very similar.
No.
Sorry. Like, not in like a... Yeah, damn.
It's the Spanish genetics coming through.
It is. It's got to be, bro. Damn. Are we allowed to say that, actually, though? Because technically that's like saying all Spanish people look alike. I don't know if that's bad.
Well, not really, because I'm white.
Yeah, and all white people look alike. Yeah. Well, no, I think you were a bit spicy. You know you're spicy anyway because you're grandma, but I'm just saying.
It's so far down the line, and I feel like...
You can't claim it. Yeah.
I'm not going to claim it. People view me as a white woman and I get white privileges.
No, but what I'm telling you is, like, if I put you next to a, like, Irish, English, Australian, nah. I think there's something in there.
Yeah,
you know?
Funny you say that because this old Italian guy that I work with, literally...
It's always the Italians, man.
The second person that's only ever, like, clocked
something.
It's
been like,
the first one was when I went on a date with some guy. He was like, what ethnicity are you? And I was just like...
That's right. You're like, ew.
I was just like, no one's ever asked me
you're paying too much attention to me. I don't like it. You're actually attentive. Gross.
I'm white. No. I was
like, you care about my family genealogy?
I was like, I'm Irish and a little bit Spanish. No.
Somewhere in there.
But I was like, it's very far down the line. I was like, great grandma. But yeah, this guy at work was just like, you're Spanish, aren't you? And I was just like, I looked at him and I was like, how did you know? I said, my great-great-grandma was. I said, but that's like way down. And he's like, no. He's like, I'm not even going to try an Italian accent, but he was just...
Mamma mia, give me the meatball. It's all right, we can do The Italians don't mind, I don't think.
He loves Spain.
He loves it, yes.
But he's like, it's one of my favourite places. And he goes, no, I can see it. And I was just like, whoa.
Well,
like,
let's all agree that Europe is a fucking huge continent.
Yeah.
Okay? And everyone was fucking everyone back then. So you don't know who's what, where from, or why. Like, it do be what it do be.
We're not related, Pedro. No promise.
Keep telling yourself that.
Let's get that DNA test.
No. I want them selling my DNA, bro. Because I do not need any more of me in the world. I want to be the only one. I'm scared about organ donation because, like, what if they take my eyeballs and then my eyes see?
I'm going to get some tongs next week for this fucking...
Are you sick of holding it?
Yeah.
I was thinking of getting, like, little sticks.
Yeah.
Just like
random sticks.
You can just clip it if you're sick of it. You can just clip it like this. I think it'll work the same.
Nah.
You're nervous. That's why I don't want to do it either.
I just feel like my hands are just...
Little T-Rex hands.
Yeah.
It's fun. Pinky up.
Pinky up.
That
camera hell distracted me. I'm like...
I don't know where my mind is, yeah.
We were on the road to communication, family dynamics, chalk and cheese. Yeah, you're always gonna fuck your kids up regardless. But that's where communication comes in, to listen and fix it. And even if you do snap or like that trauma comes out, talk to them like a person. Be like, I'm sorry, I lost my shit before. You didn't deserve that.
No.
Like...
Yeah, but I'm also just going through things. It's my first time here too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and that being able to understand that, because I also think something cognitively changes in you when you hit your mid-20s, right? You become aware that other people, like truly become aware that everyone else is only here this once and we're all doing it at the same time, because it's always like this, like, oh, well, you're an adult, you should know better. Or like, you're my mum or you're my dad and you should be better.
Yeah.
Should they?
Yeah, no.
Really, though?
They're just people.
They're just people. And that's where it is like that weird, it's like if you take your feelings out of it with the emotional maturity and you take ego away from it, it's like, damn, I really can't be mad at anyone for the things that they're doing here because nobody fucking knows what the fuck they're doing.
No, and society, it's like as soon as you've reached adult age, whatever age that is, society has just like lost compassion and empathy. It's like you should have your shit together.
Yeah, and I think too early we say that.
It's like, kids are kids. We should always empathise and have compassion for kids because they're kids. But it's just like, but we're all kids.
Yeah.
Just in adult suits. It's
I'm
just like
freshly an adult, technically. I'm only 7 years old, an adult.
Yeah.
Like, I've only actually been legally able to do the things that an adult can do for 7 years. So I'm still in my infancy of being an adult.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do I only learnt properly about taxes 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, or like, it is that stuff where it's like I legally wasn't allowed to vote. I wasn't allowed to like drink or drive or do any of these things until I was 18.
Yeah.
And then you want to throw me in the deep end and say, now be a respectable member of society.
Yeah, we're not helping you anymore. Go.
Yes, dude.
Go.
Don't kick me out the door.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You're supposed to know it all now.
Yeah.
Go.
You guys made it seem like a party, and now that I'm here, kicking me out.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like I've been fucking lied to.
Yes. Yes. So it's
I'm
like
scrambling.
you're only 7 years an adult. It's like I don't really understand the world that I'm engaging with either. But I also think, and this is going to be fun, if anyone agrees with me, please let me know. If you make the same mistake like more than once and it's at the expense of others, then you can be held accountable for it.
Yeah.
Because it's like billionaires, right? I cannot excuse billionaires in the same conversation of like it's everyone's first time here. It's like you guys know now that your exploitation of individuals and your monetary value and growth in life has come at the expense of others. There is no excusing that because you should be aware that everyone is experiencing their first time here today.
But that's the thing about billionaires. I reckon they're all like a little sociopathic.
Yeah, switched off.
To do that to people to get to where they are. Otherwise, they wouldn't be where they are.
Yeah.
They're fine with stepping on everyone. And that's like, you don't carry any compassion. You don't carry any empathy for others. That's sociopathic.
So the pendulum swing is like you're either sociopathic to the point where you like kill people or sociopathic to the point where you're like a billionaire.
Yeah. And they've probably killed people along the way.
Well, they have, but indirectly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I have to say allegedly just in case you can't say billionaires kill people
like
online,
how
but
many
allegedly.
people commit suicide because of capitalism?
Yes.
You're killing people.
Yes. Yeah, technically. You're very right in saying that, actually, because it's like you look at all the, like the stuff with the Amazon headquarters or like even the iPhone, like the Apple stuff with the sweatshops in China, how they're like, they have.
And I just bought a new one today for $1,200. No charger, no headphones, no nothing. Like actual scum.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they just take more away from the product and increase the price. And then the people that are making those items are paid absolute schmeckles out of that $1,200 sale.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Which we talked about last week. I said about that whole dynamic of like your exchange of like time being your most valuable currency, right? That $1,200 should really be $1,200 worth of somebody else's time.
Yeah.
But because it's a business that's created it, it's like, well, no, actually, that person who created that thing only gets like a third of what the sale of the item is. It's weird. Yeah. It's so weird.
It's not right. And we're now in a generation that it has gone on for so long that we've normalised it.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, how much did Westpac Bank earn? Like, we're not even through the year yet. We're 7 months through the year and they've earned billions.
Oh, yeah, dude, banks. Don't get me started on banks.
We think that's normal. That is not normal.
There are so many people who, like, poo-hoo this too when you're like, I don't understand banks whatsoever, but it's like, now we don't even have a physical currency, really. So what the fuck are we doing?
It's like one big game of Monopoly.
Also, though, debt. We don't actually have any money as a country. See, 7 years an adult. I still don't get things.
Yeah.
No country really has any money. We're all actually just in debt, but like less debt than others.
Yeah.
So it's like cool because it's like, yeah, well, fuck you. You owe $40 trillion, but we only own what's the word? We only owe $400 million or something. Like, you know, like it's the difference in debt. And then it's like, So it's okay for my country to be in debt, but not for me to be in debt. Because, like, if I'm in debt, then debt collectors call me and harass me every single day.
They come and take my car away.
They'll, like, repossess my products, like, whatever, you know. Like, I will be harassed endlessly until I pay that debt. But, like, the country's in debt and we're all just like, cool.
Yep.
Sick.
Capitalism sucks.
It's weird. I don't get it.
The day and age that we're living in, fucking weird. Mm-hmm. Fucking weird.
Digital darts. You want to hit him on Jewel? No. Yeah.
Yucky.
It's probably got my lip balm on it, sorry.
Yeah, empathy and compassion, a real big one.
And then I think it can go the other way too. Like, it is such a pendulum. I say this all the time. Life is such a pendulum swing, right? Like,
it's hard. It's hard to soften.
Yeah, but it's also hard, like, if you over-communicate too. Like, look at... This is going to be a little bit... I'm not trying to say this to be controversial, I promise. But it's like, you've got to have the open discussion about both sides. But it's like... Look at the younger generation and how much they over-communicate now. Their wants, their needs, and their feelings.
Yeah.
Whether it be welcomed or warranted. Like, it's like, you know, everything these days can now be positioned for an argument.
Oh, yeah.
Especially because there is a younger generation who's coming through who are extremely emotionally intelligent. Almost sometimes too intelligent to the point where they are...
Too aware. I think being too aware is a fucking curse at times.
Oh my God, dumb people look so happy.
Yeah.
Dumb people look really happy. I wish I was ignorant again. Like...
And, just dumb.
Yeah.
Let me go to work and be like...
Let me clock in, clock out and be happy about my potato salad for dinner. Like, that's a dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead, I'm sitting there thinking, like, what's the meaning of life? And what happens when we die? And if we're actually energy and we're matter and atoms don't disappear, nothing really disappears, but physical things disappear. Where the fuck do we go?
Yeah, and this next generation is going to be even more aware.
Yes. But I think they're physically aware, which is hard. I think, like, our millennial generation, millennials or Gen Z, argue with me in the comments about this, but do you think that... I think millennials are more... mentally and spiritually aware, and that's where a lot of that whole, like, dynamic of, like, what's out there, where are we going next, what's next, versus Gen Z is, like, been brought up extremely material in capitalism, so they're physically aware.
And everything, like, I guess when we were growing up, the online stuff crept in, but we still got to touch grass, where this generation is just, like, online.
Everything's online.
Every 3-year-old has a fucking iPad, man.
Yes. Bro, the fact that, like, I've seen little kids play...
They're, like, playing on iPads.
Same. I'm almost fairly sure that's why I'm a bit silly too, though. I probably ate a few worms, like...
It's good for the plot.
Yeah, it's really good for the plot.
Keeps it spicy.
But you're so right, because, like, the kids on technology thing scares me. And I was saying this... Oh, I said this the other day. You'll agree with this. I don't think that anyone under the age of 16 should be on the internet.
Nah, it's too influential. They have access to too many things. Confuses their mind. Who am I? What am I? It's just they're too influenced from a young age to where they're just so fucking confused to who they are or what they can be or what they should do, what's right, what's wrong. Yeah. They're exposed to a lot.
Everything, which we're not supposed to be. Like, humans are not supposed to be exposed to this much, this early on.
No way.
If you think about, this is going to sound so dinosaur. If you think about how people used to get their daily information or their news, it would be catching up and socializing with people. It would be reading news articles or books or whatever, or it would be like news, which they had to wait for because it would only be daily at like 7 p.m. or weekly. Yeah. Like if you go further back, it used to be like weekly.
Yeah, and to share gossip, you'd have to write a letter and wait for a week.
Yes, yeah, and then by then the gossip's old. But now it's like so instant that and it's like...
Take those 3, I don't know their names, but those 3 girls in America like a few years ago, and how they all had a sleepover and 2 girls planned. And I feel this is just access to the internet. And because they're so young.
Are you talking about the Slender Man?
They were like, let's invite the 3rd girl over, drag her to the park. Murder her for a sacrifice to Slender Man.
To Slender Man. Which is so weird to me. That's so weird.
It's like their minds are so fragile and so vulnerable that they were exposed to that and believed it.
Yeah.
Believed it.
It became like it was like they manifested it into their reality to be real, so they acted on that thing.
You're not going to get that out of the fucking newspaper on a Sunday. Like
even then it's like I'm probably going to read about like
the best we'd get was like hand-drawn comics.
Yes, yeah, it'd be like Garfield and I'd be like, haha, cat like lasagna. Funny fat cat, love lasagna.
Yeah.
Kids these days is like Slender Man, sacrifice.
Yeah. So I think that has affected the next generation severely.
Oh, definitely. Brain rot. I call it brain rot.
Yeah.
That is a big sip, yo. That is a really big sip, brain rot.
And then that's the other thing, I think, with parents and stuff. You can't monitor your kids all the time. You could do your best and they're still going to come out cooked from just what they've seen.
Yeah, I'm cooked from the things that I was exposed to as a kid. I know it for sure. Like, there are things that I probably, I know there are things, there are conversations I had with other adults that I probably shouldn't have been having at my young adolescent age. There are things that I've seen that I probably should not have seen. I mean, think about rock.com.
We were on Omegle. We definitely seen
Yeah,
things.
but we've seen many things. That's so true, bro. So true, actually. I think I've seen more dicks in my lifetime than I needed to at, like, between the, and this is really bad,
I've seen
between
more
the ages of
dicks at
13. Yes, I've seen more dicks at 13 than I have now. That's not right.
Nah, it's fucked up. So imagine what they're seeing now while their parents are at work.
Yes. Well, it doesn't even matter, dude. Every kid has a phone and they have unfiltered access to the internet. And I'm not talking like, oh, but restrict the internet. I'm saying get the kids off the internet altogether.
Off, yeah.
Get them off. That's been a lot anyway. That was a huge sip.
We unpacked a lot.
Yeah.
Communication matters.
Yes. Emotional intelligence, really hard, but worth it.
Matters.
Yeah. Worth it. Keep the kids off the internet altogether. No, but
just
also
do your
just, yeah, honestly, do best, dude. It's hard. Being a human is really hard.
Yeah.
This is such a weird experience to navigate. And I think if less people were hateful and more people were, like, open to, like, understanding, oh, my God, this could be an incredible experience for all of us.
Yeah. And I think people's instant reactions are to just get angry or pissed off when they don't understand something. Like, it's easy to just blame game.
Yeah.
It's easy to be angry at someone or project onto someone, but it's just like, just shut up, internalize it, think about it, be aware, and you will find an understanding. People are the way they are for a reason.
Yeah, if you can sit with that thought for more than 5 seconds, take it home, sit with it for 5 minutes, you know. Everyone judges everyone will judge at that jump rate where it's like that 5 second where it's like, oh, that person's gross, or oh, that person stinks, or oh, that's like, get away from me, or like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, or oh, they were just rude and nasty. It's just like, they probably just need a hug, man.
Yeah, but if you think about it for more than 5 seconds and you sit with it, you're like, well, that person could have had a really bad day.
Yeah.
Or like that person might be going through a really hard time and they can't shower, or that person might be going through X, Y, and Z, and it's like you give more thought to the fact and then you can find empathy in it.
Yeah. I agree.
It's just hard to do.
It's hard. It's so easy. It's such, I feel like it's such a simple solution, but it is a lot easier said than done. And same with you. So I have, like, within ourselves, I'll have a bad day at work.
Yes.
And it's just like, I don't have the room or the space to hold empathy for anyone right now.
Yes.
Because I'm fucking heated.
Yeah, true, because and that's the thing, is like, it's like the pendulum swing. Then it's your turn to be judged because now you're having a bad day and you might treat somebody the wrong way, and you would hope that they would extend that sort of
And I'm slowly getting better now, instead of using the people I'm comfortable with to let my frustrations out on. I'm getting better at communicating and saying, I don't want to talk right now. I'm in a mood.
Yeah, or like, don't come over today. I don't want anyone around me.
I'm angry.
Yeah.
So it's best we don't talk today.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's going to be coming at you.
Yeah, otherwise you will literally be a punching bag.
I will remove myself from this situation.
Yes. Yeah, oh my God. Which not enough people do. Just own your shit.
Yeah, own your shit.
Own your shit, bro.
Be accountable.
Yeah.
Have your self-pity days and then get on with it.
And then get on with it. Fucking A, that's a...
Hey!
That is a big sip if I've ever heard it.
Big sippy. And don't be discouraged, because I think my bad day has lasted about 2 years.
I don't think it's a bad day if it lasts more than 24 hours, babe. I think that's depression.
Nah, but within those two, I've done a lot of growth, and I feel like I'm finally...
On the up.
My lotus is coming.
Oh, I'm blooming.
I've been through the mud.
Yes.
And I'm sure I'll be through the mud again.
And then some bird is going to come and shit on you, and it's going to suck, and you're going to be like, fuck, should have stayed in the mud, bro.
Here we go again.
Yep.
come out.
Then your leaves will fall off, but then something magical happens.
I feel like when you've been through
Another
trauma,
bloom.
you can harden or you can soften, and both are hard. So pick one.
Both are really hard. And both are good. There's no thing, both are bad, both are good, you know? Mm-hmm. You could be a pushover, too nice, or you could be like hard cunt, never nice.
Yeah.
It's finding the balance that works for you.
Yeah.
So
that's tricky.
it's very tricky.
And
Do we have a joke?
pretty sure the riddle from last week that I said was, what has a head, what has a foot, and 4 legs?
No, that's last week, babe. Mine. It's mine.
Did
You
we
weren't
give the
listening.
Yeah, we gave the answer and you fucked me up with this new one. But you told me the answer after the potty, so you can tell them.
Yeah, but you weren't listening to me.
I'm sorry.
You did.
I do remember now.
That's okay.
I was listening. My memory's bad.
That's okay. It's all right. Okay, yeah, what did I say? What was it?
Uh-oh. What has to
remember?
be broken before you use it?
Yes. Yeah, what has to be broken before you use it? An egg.
Bum, bum.
All
All right, I've either got a riddle or a joke. Should we say a joke? Should I mix it up?
Give him a little ha-ha. That'd be
Give him a little
sweet.
hee-hee,
Yeah, a little
ha-ha.
hee-hee, ha-ha.
All
moment.
right, what's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone? Do we give answer next week? Or should I
No, give it to him now.
Motherfuckers will just Google it.
Yeah.
An enzyme doesn't make a sound.
But you sure can make a hormone. Hey! Yuck! Love that. Okay, listen.
Pedro likes it.
He did. Round of applause. He's so good.
Daddy's happy.
Daddy's happy. Oh, see puppy.
Hey, puppy.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you have liked these episodes. And if you are listening on Spotify, thank you so much.
Even if you're subscribing just to roast us every week.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
No, don't tell them that, actually. I don't want that.
Any news is good news.
Nah, bro. Nah, bruz. I've been on the internet a while. Don't allow that. Somebody once said to me, hey, bestie, whoever told you to be yourself fucking lied. And I felt that to my core.
He
I
needs
was
a
like,
hug. They need a hug, sorry.
they need a hug for sure.
just presumed it was a man. No. You're nasty.
Yeah, nasty. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us because this has been so much fun. Like it really, I think it's good for us, you
It
know?
is.
And I'm appreciative of everyone who listens, including like, you know, people from my local hometown. Like this is,
Yeah, fucking oath. Thanks, guys.
yeah, cheers. You know?
Thanks.
Emotional intelligence, communication,
Peace and love.
peace and love. All right.
Namaste.
See you next week, fuckers.